For more advanced graphics editing, of the kind that's done in Windows with Photoshop, in Linux you can use Gimp. This is a very advanced raster graphics editor. It's used for editing image file formats such as PNG, JPEG, etc. The idea is that the programs offer functionalities similar to those provided by Adobe Photoshop. Gimp can also, in part, open files created by Photoshop. In theory, the programs should be functionally compatible. Unfortunately, Gimp is relatively limited. When it comes to graphics editing, the program offers similar functionalities. However, when it comes to more advanced operations, editing 3D objects, advanced photo editing, rendering multidimensional objects, Gimp is no match for Photoshop. For basic operations such as red eye reduction, photo retouching, creating HDR photos, simple post-processing, Gimp provides sufficient capabilities. Importantly, as of version 2.8, Gimp finally offers the opportunity to choose a unified interface, and so it's even more user-friendly. Unfortunately, previous versions of Gimp looked more or less like Dia, with multiple independent panels, which made it a tool difficult to work with. Again, it's a convenient solution for multiple screens. Also, from version 2.8 onwards, Gimp employs hardware support for three-dimensional graphics. Therefore, the program now works more efficiently and is able to take advantage of modern hardware capabilities. A serious issue with Gimp is that it doesn't support the CMYK color model. The program only supports the RGB standard, which unfortunately means that it's useless for many professional graphic designers working in the printing industry. It's true that it's possible to convert a file created in Gimp to CMYK mode, but it requires additional operations, and so, unfortunately, using the program strictly for professional purposes is rather inconvenient. Despite all this, Gimp is becoming more and more popular. It's possible to convert a Gimp image into CMYK standard. A lot of people do this. People who are unwilling to buy Photoshop often use Gimp as it's the legal alternative, allowing you to get started with your business. Some additional functionalities, present in Photoshop but absent in Gimp, are not always needed. That's why some people, who are aware of their needs and the possibilities the application offers, use Gimp even for professional use. There are many Gimp tutorials on the internet. A lot of them are available on the Gimp official website, www.gimp.org/tutorials. You can see there what the program is capable of and how you can achieve a given result. Many operations that Windows users perform using Photoshop, which they usually acquire from dubious sources, can be done in Gimp as well. Gimp is available for both Windows and Linux. It looks exactly the same in both systems. The file system used is the same as well. You can try it out even if you don't have Linux. Let's now see in practice how we can use Gimp. In addition, we'll also be able to find some advantages that are not visible at first glance. By default, Gimp is displayed in the multiple window mode. In version 2.8, you can also use a single window mode. This is a relatively new feature, so Gimp still defaults to the multiple window mode. To switch to the new mode, just select the option Windows, Single Window Mode. Now, all Gimp's functionalities are merged and displayed in one window. Most functionalities and effects known from Photoshop are likewise present in Gimp. The program allows you to freely edit, draw, and create graphical objects. It supports all kinds of layers, so you can divide a picture into layers, just as you do in Photoshop. You can choose which layers are to be displayed. All basic graphic editing operations can be performed using Gimp. Although this course is not intended to demonstrate some graphical tricks, we would like to point out several useful features. No operation that a regular user may wish to perform, such as basic post-processing of their own photos, requires to buy Photoshop. In Gimp, you can freely transform images, convert to black and white, or color black and white pictures, etc. You can even convert photos to a comic book-like image. Gimp offers an abundance of filters. For the more advanced users, there are two scripting languages, Python and Script Foo. They allow you to write your own filters. Most filters, such as red eye reduction, are available in Gimp by default. Post-processing operations such as convert to sepia, grayscale, converting text to vector, or color range selection can be done in Gimp. For a regular user, it's more than enough. A lot of people can do amazing things with Gimp. 3D objects or web page graphics can easily be created in Gimp. For some time now, Gimp has been supporting the GEGL library, which is more useful to professionals. It allows to adapt the functions provided by Gimp to modern needs. GEGL enables video card support for 3D graphics. In the future, this library will also enable the support for the CMYK mode. Over time, Gimp will develop more and more. Thanks to this, designers will be able to use Gimp to create even more elaborate images, and regular users to achieve better post-processing results. Still, Gimp provides sufficient functionalities for household use. It can be used for at least some professional projects too. Of course, using Gimp has its disadvantages as well. One of them is the lack of support for CMYK. The second flaw is different keyboard shortcuts than in Photoshop. Due to this, the program may not appear intuitive in use. In the introduction to this course, we mentioned that we tend to perceive solutions we already know as intuitive. To get to know Gimp better, it's advisable to watch tutorials provided by its manufacturer. They'll make it easier for you to use Gimp for image editing, and eventually take to this program.